Hey guys, Chris here for Thomann's Guitars and Basses. In today's Guitar Tech Tips, I will show you how to make a guitar with a Bigsby vibrato hold the tuning better. In this series, I want to show you how to set up your guitars and basses and how to fix the most common issues without using too many special tools. I love Bigsby's. They're great for that subtle vibrato and they look absolutely gorgeous too. That being said, it's a little tricky to make them hold the tuning. Let's check out what you can do about it without swapping any of the original parts on your guitar. In case you enjoy Guitar Tech Tips, make sure to subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell. It's a well-known fact that a guitar's tuning stability is heavily affected by the setup and the material of the nut and the bridge. Let's start with the nut. Best nut materials for guitars with Bigsby's are bone and graphite. These are self-lubricating, and when filed right, the strings can slide through with barely any friction. As on all guitars, you should make sure that the slots are wide enough for the string gauge you're using. That should sort out the nut. If you want to learn more about setting up the nut, we have a video for you. You'll find the link in the description box. And you can of course also lubricate that nut. There are some cool products that will help you to reduce the friction even more, like this Big Band's nut sauce. Best name ever. If you don't mind a nasty looking nut, you can also use the graphite core of a pencil. I'm not a big fan of that, so if I'm even using anything at all, then it's gonna be one of these lubricators. But now, let's move on to that special Bigsby treatment. Let's modify the bridge saddles. Most Bigsby loaded guitars like Gretsch, Gibson, etc. will have a Thomann style bridge, which is not the most ideal bridge type for vibratos, to be honest. Why? The saddles are pretty pointy, and especially the wound strings can easily get stuck. If you want to make sure that the strings return to their original position and pitch, you have to make sure that they can move around back and forth on that saddle without too much friction. Here's what you can do. Grab a fitting gauge nut file and make the groove for the string a little deeper. Of course, since we're filing metal, cover the pickup. Make sure to tilt the file ever so slightly to the back. This way you avoid having a sitar buzz issue at the bridge. With that, you'll make the surface of the saddle where the string rests a little wider. This way, the wound strings can't get caught in the saddle anymore. You want to make it round and smooth to have the least amount of friction and to avoid string breaks. If you want to make it silky smooth, you can put some nut sauce in the groove when you're done filing. Do the same thing on all the saddles and pay attention to how deep you file the grooves. All of them should have the same depth. You could of course also just swap the bridge and use roller saddles instead of modifying the original ones. Roller saddles will fix the friction issue, but they also change the guitar's tone and sustain. If you don't want that, you can also stick to the original saddles and make sure they're filed properly. And now it's time for a test ride. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions left. I'd also love to know what you want to see in this series. Don't be afraid of setting up and fixing your guitars yourself. It's time to become your own guitar tech. Kind of improvised, but I kind of liked it. Yeah. Here's what my tongue is not working. My tongue is not moving. Pointy. Ah, here comes Chris with his hands. Let's use the hands.